Today we are trying to predict the September 2025 Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban list.
It's time to duel!
What's up guys, welcome back to CardSpot. My name is Ethan and it is that time, ban list time. We know that after the Yugioh World Championships at the end of August there is going to be a ban list, or at least there won't be one until that point. So I'm trying to get in the mind of Konami yet again. We got a few predictions right in the last one. Can we call some more this time around? I actually did record one of these videos about a month ago, and then they announced that the ban list wouldn't be out till after the World Champs, and so here we are. So there is a few things that have changed in my schemes, so let's get right on into it. So first up, we'll breeze through the Unlimits, which are kind of just no-brainers, just clearing off the list. The first one is Black Dragon Collapse Serpent and its partner White Dragon Wyver Burster. It's interesting, right? Because I had these picked back in July because they have been doing nothing at 2 and they can, in my opinion, very easily go to 3. But we have just seen more rocket support get announced in, what is it called? Burst Protocol. So maybe Dragon Link actually might be strong, but that's a while down the line. And I honestly think, you know, being not quick effects, the Bystials are already pretty much all limited. I think these are probably fine to come back. They don't really do a whole lot in terms of like Malice assisting, because yes, they can banish a light or a dark, but they don't have much synergy with the deck elsewise. So I think they could at least be fine for a format at 3. Next up is Unchanged Soul of Shavara. I think everyone could see that this didn't need to be at 1. It's come back to 2. It's still really done nothing. Yubel is not really a threat. It could come back to 3 and be absolutely fine. It's just, again, cleaning up the list. I don't really see this having any impact on the meta, especially in the current meta that we're in with the powerhouses from Justice Hunters. Give Fiend and Joy as a third Shavara. And finally, for the Unlimits, something I predicted in the last video in March as well, Pearly Delicious Memory and Sleepy Memory. Again, what's Pearly done in the last 2 years, basically? Give them back. They don't need to be semied anymore. They can just go to 3 and just do nothing, and people who enjoy Pearly can just enjoy it with 3 Delicious, 3 Sleepy. Just clean it off the list. It doesn't need to be there. Now for the semi-limits. So I was kind of back in July when I made the first video, I was kind of thinking, I don't think Konami is going to hit Malice and Raziel too hard, because the Justice Hunters meta is just going to kind of sort it out, right? Like they're immediately being power crept. But I think maybe they might just do little hits, because we are still seeing consistent tops from Malice and Raziel in their variants. And I think maybe Konami could just tweak them a little bit to try and push people to buy more Justice Hunters. And again, I'm trying to do what Konami might do. I'm trying to think what Konami might do. This isn't what I want to happen. I'm going for accuracy here, not a wish list. So in that vein, I could very easily see Malice March here going to 2 as a small consistency hit. Given that all the other names are already semi, the Dormouse, the White Rabbit, the Malice and Underground, I could just see them putting March here to 2 as well, just to tweak that consistency a little bit. It's not heaps, but it doesn't need to be heaps with how powerful the Justice Hunters decks are, so I think that would be enough. Next up is a card that really shouldn't be at 1. It's Change of Heart. We already have 3 Mind Control, we already have 3 Brain Control. We could have 3 Change of Heart tomorrow, but I know that they won't do that. They will just slowly step it down. So part of that process is coming from 1 to 2. I think the only decks we've really seen Change of Heart played in are like Sky Striker variants where they want extra spell cards in the graveyard, and even then it's generally in the side deck only. So I think this could be very safe. Come to 2 and do absolutely nothing. No one's using it at 1. It's not going to get used at 2. And finally for the semi-limits, in the vein of kind of hitting Raziel, although it's not actually Raziel, Mitsurugi Prayers. I think this card is insanely strong for Mitsurugi. It helps them dodge some certain interruption like Valor and Imperm and stuff like that. So I think putting this at 2 just allows, again, a drop in consistency because they're not getting as many searches, they're not getting to tribute as many things, which also means searches. So it's just kind of a roundabout. It means they have to recycle the prayers a bit more than the ritual. So yeah, I think this one could be just a nice little consistency hit. more for Ryziel than Mitsurugi, but because the deck works so well together, it's kind of an indirect hit. It's also because it's a TCG exclusive deck. I mean, pure Mitsurugi isn't too crazy, but variants of it do seem to do pretty well. So I think this is a way of hitting it without absolutely destroying it, just tweak the consistency a little bit. Now on to the limits, and I'm predicting 3 cards to get unbanned, and I think these are cards that really don't need to be banned. These are cards that are unbanned in other formats, so let's get into them. So the first one is Nightmare Goblin. So this card is currently unbanned in the OCG, and it's unbanned on Master Duel. So TCG is actually the only format where you can't play Nightmare Goblin, and it hasn't done too many crazy things in those formats. Like, you could make the argument that maybe in something like Orcust it could see a bit of play, which, you know, fair enough, but again, the Orcust support is out in the OCG as well as... Oh, is it in Master Duel? I don't think it is yet, but it's out in the OCG, and it is out here in the TCG. It hasn't done heaps. Obviously, it did win a YCS, but that was under duress. So, yeah, I think this card could probably come back at least to 1 without doing too much, just giving Orcust maybe an extra trick or 2. A few other decks will enjoy it as well, but yeah, I think it could be relatively safe to come back to 1. Next up is MX Saber Invoker, and this makes no sense to me. This card has been banned for so long, and it just doesn't need to be. It's been unlimited in the OCG, it's been unlimited in Master Duel. I don't know why it's still banned in TCG, just get it off. It could go to 3 and no one would care, but you know, they're going to step it down, so bring it back to 1 and just get it unbanned. Just start clearing things off the ban list. It doesn't need to be there. And finally, the last card that I think will be unbanned is Heavy Storm. That's a card I have a very complicated relationship with in Edison, but in saying that, I think it's fine to have another card that's kind of a going second card, that's not just Feather Duster. It's another searchable target off Thrust. It just helps those going second decks a little bit more to break boards. And you can even kind of leave it in going first, right? Like, if you do, it just punishes you for sitting back row. Like, it's actually probably more fair than Feather Duster. There are obviously certain decks that do benefit from destroying their own spell and traps, but I don't think that's kind of relevant in this meta. Those decks are pretty few and far between. Maybe things like Draco Slayers or something like that, but what are they doing at the moment? Alright, now for the bans. These are some hot, spicy takes here. But I don't think any of these are unreasonable, to be honest. These are all cards that are basically your opponent doesn't get to play Yu-Gi-Oh! So the first one is Harpy's Featherstorm. This is a card that I think should have been banned back when Floowandereeze was topping events. It is basically, you just need a Winged Beast and your opponent can't use any of their monster effects. It is overpowered, it's searchable off Thrust, it's pretty insane. And with the advent of Castel for Ryziel, for the Fucho, Kika something or other, Fucho for Yummy, different decks have other options in their extra deck of being able to put down a Winged Beast and then just tell their opponent, nah, I drew Thrust, you can't play the game. I think it's just a terrible card design. It's super overpowered and it needs to go. Next up on the hit list is Arch Nemesis Protoss. Why did this card even come back? This is not Colossus. It's not just an effect while it's on the field. It's lingering even if your opponent outs it. Unlike Colossus, where if you just get rid of it off, if you smashing ground it, you can search again. Like, it's a very unfair card, and I don't know why it was brought back in the first place. And now that things like Ryziel can search it with the Heraldic Beast engine, and there'll be other decks that find ways to abuse it. It was, you know, obviously Ritual Beast was a favorite, and you could argue that they unbanned it just so Ritual Beast could play it and get a little bit more success, sell that deck a little bit more. But it's just one of those cards that's just always going to be a problem if it's not addressed, so it's got to go back on the list. And finally, probably the spiciest take, and this is because it's just so unfun. It happened to me at the NZ Open a couple of weeks ago. Evil Swarm Ouroboros. The fact that a Mitsurugi Ryziel player can loop you for at least 2 generally cards in your hand, so you're starting with less advantage, on top of having to play through like a Cross and a Detonator and whatever else they put up. It's just super unfair. It's a card that's, again, one of those niche things that no one's going to miss. Like, there's no other deck. Evil Swarm isn't going to be making a comeback anytime soon. They don't need this. This is just a stupid, overpowered card that the fact that Yugioh can make it more than once, but they only have to dedicate one extra deck slot to it, is silly. So, nah, get him out of here, get him gone. I want my cards in my hand. Thank you very much. So there we have it. Those are my predictions. I will say an honorable mention, a card that I went back and forth on a lot, is the old Paradise Smasher. The only reason that he doesn't make the list is that it just got a collector's reprinting in Justice Hunters, and I just can't see Konami banning it so quickly after giving it a collector's reprinting. If it was something like Rarity Collection, where it was in all the rarities, then it would be a different story. But because it's actually been given a designated high rarity spot in a set like that, I just don't see them turning around and banning it less than a month after it was really, well, I guess it's around a month from release. So that's why Paradise Smasher didn't make my list, but let me know if there's anything else you think should have been on the list, and hopefully when the ban list comes out we can go through and see how many I got right. But yeah, let me know what you think should be on the list down in the comments, or if you agree or disagree with any of the things that I have put on the list, and I will see you in the next one. A massive shout out to Riv, our first channel member. It's crazy to me that I have channel members now. If you want to be like Riv and support the channel in the most incredible way, check out that join button down below. Otherwise, just keep on doing what you're doing, and I'll see you in the next video.